Good morning, and welcome to Church on the Net. This may sound like an Easter theme, but it's really not, and I think it's one we need to hear. We're going to be in 2 Corinthians 15. I actually like this verse a lot. We're going to start at, let me see. Hold on. We're going to start at 56, 54. No, maybe 53. Not 54. When the perishable has been clothed in imperishable, and the mortal has been clothed in immortal, then the saying that is written will be complete. Death has been swallowed. It's been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Wow. I think sometimes we take so much for granted. Sometimes my Facebook gets a little crazy with sending out stuff, and sometimes it sends it out too early, and that has happened several times. One time, recently, in fact, just happened yesterday, the day before, I sent out an encouraging message. It was supposed to go out at 9:30 the following morning, but instead, it went out at 4:30 in the morning. Most people, it went out to over 600 people. I had 2 complaints. One person became so ridiculous that I blocked him. Another person understood and was very apologetic, but it made me think and made me wonder, what happens when the Lord comes? And these people, and I'm not judging anything, but what if it had been the Lord? And do we live our lives as kind of like a crapshoot, hoping that nothing ever happens when inevitably it will? As believers, we're called to know the Bible. We're called to be good to each other. We're called not to judge each other. I recently saw a thing on YouTube where they were going through old celebrities that were gay and in the closet. And this might touch on some people, but I really don't care who you're sleeping with. My job is to bring the Bible in its entirety and its integrity. And it's what's going to judge you. The Lord's going to judge you, not me. In the same way with somebody who's being overly promiscuous. I had one gentleman think that I was praying for him so that he couldn't perform, and he doesn't know me. Because see, that's a him problem, not a me problem. Sometimes we are paralyzed by our fear so much, and I'll be honest with you. I've been paralyzed a little bit. Like, Lord, am I ready? And in this world, we have so many people, friends, family, loved ones, non-friends, that would judge us and say terrible things, just terrible things to us. And it takes a while to sit back and restart and not have to worry about having to be an advocate for ourselves. I want to be ready. I don't know about you, but I want to be ready. People don't know this about me, but if there's a shortage in our program financially and I can do it, I'll do it. In fact, if I could have a ton of money and not have to put up anything about receiving funds for DLM, I would do it. But I was reminded that I'm missing giving the blessing to people who want to actually believe in the program. And so, a long time ago, I had said, I'm not going to accept donations from people that don't believe in the program. And then I got chastised by somebody about saying, you never let us know what's going on. So I started putting out the friendly reminders, and I do ask sometimes, yes. Today I had $6 in my account, and I had a gentleman ask me for $1.50 for some tokens for a bus he needed to take. So I sent him 4. Because I wanted not only him to know that I love him and care about him, but I'm genuinely concerned about making sure he's okay. In our life coaching, we go over all kinds of financial issues. Learning what we teach, which is the principle of a tithe, which is 10%. Giving that to the organization or group that actually is filling you spiritually. And to be honest with you, in some of the churches we've been in, I didn't tithe like I needed to and made good money. That's in the past. Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect at all. But I believe in what I do. And I believe in the men and women that go through this program. It always kills me. I recently had a person I thought was a really good friend just pull a really disrespectful move and kind of blocked me. And even recently, when I reached out to him, been weeks, a couple days, week and a half afterwards, just reached out and wanted to rekindle some friendship. Got another blast, and I realized as I was praying for him, because I still pray for him every day, he's a little self-absorbed. And I told him, I'm pretty blunt, most of you know that. But just because you don't hear from me doesn't mean that I'm not praying for you, trying to intercede for the Lord to work in your life, in your behalf. And just because, whatever, the basic key that we teach a lot is just because you don't love me doesn't mean that I have to stop loving you. Just because you give up on me doesn't mean that I have to give up on you. But I think that gets back to, we have to be the arms and the feet and the legs of Jesus. Even when people hate us, or if they don't hate us, they're trying to be snarky or mean or just trying to cut us down and put us in our place. That's not their place to do. We belong to the Father. And He does it quite fine all on His own, in ways that are unimaginable to the human flesh. So I guess my big question is, are you ready? Does that statement ring true to you? The sting of death will not hit you. I had a relative one time say, if heaven's a lot about singing around the throne, then I don't want to go. And I'm like, it's better than the alternative. And I read a thing today when scientists say there's no heaven or hell. Well, honey, people, they've been saying that for years. Doesn't mean it's not true. Scientists can tell you the sky is red and the grass is blue. It doesn't mean it's the truth. You see, we look at faith like this. Faith is the engine. It's that connection with God that's unbelievable. And you don't get it unless you reach out for it. And the Bible is the little fuel car that follows that engine to keep it going. The feeling is the caboose. You don't even really need the caboose. It's kind of nice. But the fact is that He loves you and He died for you and He wants to be in your life. He wants to take care of you. He wants to love you. And many of us are so scarred. I have to tell my guys that, I'm a brick tear downer. The bricks that we as men put in our lives, and women. But I think men are more prone to do it, to keep ourselves isolated and controlled. Also makes us lonely and in a one-way path where we don't want to go. Lay down your pride. Pride comes before a fall, and I don't want any of you to fall. Know the Lord. Reach out to Him. At the end of the devotions, there's a whole thing on how to support our program, yes. But there's a whole thing on how to do our daily devotional plan. Now, we do it with accountability. We're also doing some scripture memory right now. 2 Peter 3:18 is the scripture for this week. It has to be done by Friday. I hope that some of you choose to reach out and tell me you're going to do it. Or that you do more than just let me know that you listen to it, but you actually, hey, our pastor and we're praying for you. That would be wonderful. I was so excited today because we've had a gentleman who went into the Air Force to be a firefighter, and he just got to the place today. It's been a long time, March I think, but he just got to a place where he could call me and we talked, and I am so proud of Chase. He's going to be serving in Texas as a proud member of the United States Air Force. God is working new things every day. Maybe it's time for him to work a new thing in you. I love each and every one of you. You're a gift. You're a promise. Truly, some of you think that I just say that. You're priceless to me. But it's the truth. You're more priceless to him. And I do stay up all hours of the night praying for you as he brings you to my head, to my mind. I hope you have a great Sunday. Remember us in your thoughts and your prayers. And if you choose your giving, it's been dry month, and we have a lot of people that we help out. The fundraiser's coming up starting October 1st. I believe that the amount we're trying to raise this year is $5,000 by December the 29th. And that money just isn't going thrown in the air. We buy Bibles and we buy some of our kids' programs materials and things that we need to survive. We also put some back for the goal of having a Christian men's retreat center sometime. Come and be a part of the Church Without Walls. Thank you for watching Church on the Net.